Close your eyes, if you can. Let go of the need for heavy vocabulary. In this calm listening practice, we will explore something quiet but important. How simple language can express deep sadness and quiet joy more clearly than any textbook ever could. You don't need a dictionary to find your voice. You just need the courage to speak plainly and to speak truthfully. Many English learners carry a heavy weight. It's the pressure to sound advanced, to sound impressive, to reach for words that feel academic and complex, even when they are only trying to describe something simple, like a feeling. You feel sad, and immediately your mind starts searching. It searches for the correct word, the advanced word, the word that will prove you are a serious student of English. But here is a quiet truth. The search for the perfect big word often builds a wall. It stands between you and what you actually feel. This is the trap of linguistic perfection. It turns a moment of real emotion into a performance, and performance creates stress. But there is another way. There is relief in choosing the plain word. There is peace in saying what is true without decoration. This is not a step backward. It is a step toward honesty. Let's reclaim some small, ordinary words. Lost, still, heavy, tired, light. These words are simple, yes, but they are not weak. A word like heavy can describe a heavy heart just as well as any complicated phrase. A word like still can describe a still mind, a moment of quiet, a pause in the middle of a difficult day. Consider this. I am sad. 3 small words. And yet, sometimes, these 3 words carry more emotional weight than a longer sentence like, I am experiencing profound melancholy. Why? Because the longer sentence keeps a small distance between you and the feeling. The short sentence does not hide. It simply states what is true. Simple language allows for immediate connection with the person listening to you and also with yourself. When you say, I am tired, you are not just informing someone. You are opening a small door. Sometimes we use extra words, complicated words, or long explanations, not because we need them, but because we want to hide something. Maybe we want to hide our vulnerability. Maybe we want to hide a lack of confidence in our English or in our feelings. This is what we might call linguistic clutter. It's like a room full of unnecessary objects. And just like a room, a sentence can be cleaned. It can be organized. It can be made simple again. Try this quiet exercise. Take a sentence you often use to describe how you feel. Now, slowly, remove the extra words. Remove the decoration. Keep only what is necessary. What remains is usually the clearest version of the truth. This process can feel meditative. It is not about losing meaning. It is about finding the meaning that was always there, underneath the noise. And here is something important to remember. Simplifying your English does not hide the sophistication of your thoughts. It reveals it. Feelings are rarely fixed. They move. They shift slowly, like weather changing over a long afternoon. At a B2 level, you already have the tools to describe these quiet shifts. You can say, I used to feel lost, but now I feel a little more settled. I was frustrated, but slowly I started to feel hope. Notice these sentences. They are not complicated, but they carry real movement, real change. You can also use sensory language, words connected to the body, to describe emotion. My chest feels tight. My shoulders feel lighter. There is a warmth in my hands now. Everyone understands these physical sensations in any language at any level. Depth does not come from complicated grammar. Depth comes from honest observation. When you notice something true about your inner experience and you say it simply, that is where the real depth lives. Here is the final, and perhaps the most important reflection. Your current English, exactly as it is today, is already a sufficient tool for deep human connection. You do not need to wait for a higher level. You do not need to wait for a perfect vocabulary. In fact, many of the most influential speakers today value clarity and empathy far more than complicated or old-fashioned vocabulary. Clear, honest words often move people more than clever ones. So take a slow breath. Trust your current voice. There is a quiet kind of peace that comes when you realize you don't need more words. You only need the right ones, spoken simply, and spoken with honesty. You are already speaking clearly enough to be understood. And to be understood, in your own simple words, is a quiet kind of beauty.